Now we will go to another story, another example of design science research project, and it's called Fractal Enterprise Model, and the project is about developing a modeling technique which in the end gets the name Fractal Enterprise Model. And I will leave PowerPoint and to go to the tools that support drawing diagrams for Fractal Enterprise Model. After we finish with description of the second story, I will go back to the picture of design science research and try to explain what had happened in this project. This is a diagram. Fractal Enterprise Model is a modeling technique, and it describes how business operates on a high level, but on a smaller level as well. And this is example of our business teaching at DSV. We start with the primary process of our department is teaching courses at DSV. And to be able to teach courses, we need students, we need teachers, we need curriculum, we need other things, we need campus, we need computers, we need software that we use when teaching and so on. So we need some things, it's not all, and they are called assets. And the next question is where we get it, and to get them and to have them in the proper order, we need other processes that add new elements, for example, remove elements or maintain elements. For example, if we have teachers, we need to hire teachers, we need to retire teachers, we need to pay them salaries, we need to ask them to learn new things and so on. So there are a lot of processes connected to teachers. The same with curriculum, we need curriculum development, and it means that we create new curriculums for new courses. We may remove some curriculums, we may change some curriculums because we are in the front of development, and we need to be in sync with what is going in industry. So it means that for the process, we need a number of assets, and for each assets, we need processes, and for each process, we need assets, and so on. And in the end, we will get a full picture how a company operates. In addition, we have external clouds. For example, this is a process of recruiting students. We need to get them from somewhere, and this is a cloud of people looking for a BS education in IT field. And some of our process add something to other clouds, and this is when students graduate, they go to cloud specialists looking for some kind of work, and there are external actors who draws from it, and there are external actors who adds to these people. For example, Gymnasium in Sweden adds to the cloud of people who want to have higher education. So we have a picture how DSV operate, and we have a picture that shows environment, for example, where we get students, where students go, who will use our students, and it has implication on for example, what we teach, we need to ensure that students that are going here are drawn by somebody, find employment. This is about what is Fractal Enterprise Model for now. The question is where it came from. Did we started with an idea to create a model to describe how the company works and what it can be used for? No, it was started from a completely different problem, which I had when I worked as a business process management consultant. When you come to a company, you can get an assignment to describe or model a specific process. That is okay. Then we know what process is, can find out who participate in it, interview them, and so on. But there can be another situation when you come to the company and they want to analyze all processes that they have, or at least the most important one. Then you need to find out what processes exist in the company, and it can be quite a tricky thing, because some processes is easy to find, some are not easy to find. You need to go through different departments and try to understand what they are doing, and they are doing different things. So it's not an easy task. And here, the structure of fractal model came from the idea to find all the processes, so we can see if we can start from known process, we can understand what is used in this process, and then start asking, okay, where you get it, and how you maintain it, and how you get rid of something that is not needed anymore, and you get another set of processes, and so on. So the whole technique was created based on this problem. But when it was created, the value in the technique was much more than finding the processes. So it's a very small part of what you can get. You can get a list of processes that exist in the company so that you can map them. But you also get a holistic picture of how the company works, and you can discover something that doesn't work. For example, you have a set, for example, an IT system, and it was created by somebody, and nobody knows how it works. And this is a risk moment, so you don't have processes to update it, renew it. Nobody knows how to do it, and so on. Your provider maybe get out of business, and so on. So you can find not only things how they work, you can find things that actually do not work or can stop working tomorrow. So you can assess your risk and make some decision. So when we created it, we started to, okay, this is an artifact, and it has more value potentially than initial problem to solve. So the problem was too small. So we started to look at what problem it can solve. So it's you need to add some ideas about a method how to use it for solving a specific problem, but the basic artifact is technique itself. And we had found a number of problems. We tested it. I had quite a number of master theses related to fractal model, and they were looking how to use it in practice in different ways. One example that I will show here is business model innovation. And it means that we have a company, it has business, but it wants to, for example, business may disappear because there is not much request for the products or services that they provide. So business is going down and they need to find out what to do, or they have enough money to create a new business, to enter a new area. What they should think of and how it can be defined. And here we have some methods I can demonstrate it. This is an example of a manufacturer. They create products and they use quite expensive equipment for manufacturing, and it should be maintained so it's in working order. And to service this equipment, they created a diagnostic and predictive software that can investigate equipment and say how long it can work without service. And it helps to detect that it's time to service, even if the time exploitation was short, or it doesn't need to be serviced even if it was a long time ago they serviced it last time. It can help to spare a lot of time and money with this kind of software. And they expand, but no, it wasn't right. Wanted to make it bigger. Okay. I will need to close a lot of things. Let's start again. Manufacturer. It's here. So potentially, this is their main business. Potentially, they want to use this diagnostic software that they created. There are some processes for creating it as a basis for a new business, which is concerned with equipment. So the idea was to become a software vendor, so licensing predictive software. This is this software, this is process that they already have. This arrow showed that we took it from the previous picture. So it's a new business based on assets they already have, but they need to develop new assets, completely different customers. Part of them, they're competitors, part of them not, but it's companies that uses the same equipment as they use. And they need installation engineers, they need customer support, they need license sales, completely different from manufacturing product sales, and so on. So this is a new business. Some elements already exist, some elements doesn't exist, and they need to transform their own business to this one. And we can add some elements so that they can, for example, take service technician and process experts they have and retrain them so that they can become installation and part of customer support. They can use reputation to get license sales and so on. So how fractal model can be used here is, firstly, you have your all assets mapped from the old business, and you can get some hypothesis based on which asset you have. You can build a new business. For example, this is one example where you have some predictive software that you can license. Another example is you are a manufacturer, and you have a very good development design team, and you can create a business of designing for other customers as well. So the idea is a new business is based on asset you already have. So you can look at them and decide how you can create a new business of new asset. And you can also see how other assets can be transformed to fit a new business. Okay, that's one example of usage. There are other examples as well. Now let's have a look on what happened in this project. We explicated the problem, and it was a problem of finding all the majority of business process in an organization. We designed an artifact for this purpose, and we tested it in reality, and it was more or less solving the problem of finding the majority of process in an organization. But the artifact which we created, the Fractal Enterprise modeling technique, was more powerful, and we thought it could solve other problems, more interesting problems than just finding all business processes, because it creates pictures that describe how company function. So we started looking for other problems that could be solved, and partly it was business model innovation, and partly we found other problems that can be solved using this artifact, and we still continue this work. It's not finished. So we are looking for problems that this artifact can be solved. So even if we moved more or less in standard direction from the problem to solution, then when solution was found, we started to look for other problems that could be solved with this solution. Now this is all about the examples, and we go to discuss theories and tools for running design science research projects.